for start. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Starcevic, alongside my new partner, Nassif Ataher, coming to you live from the RCTV Sports Center. Nassif, special guest for the week, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
It's always a pleasure being here. We had a lot of games this week. Few of them were canceled due to some weather, but let's get right into it. So first off, baseball's game on Monday against Phoenixville was canceled, and then they lost by 2 points to Pope John Paul II, unfortunately. For boys lacrosse, they won both their games this week, going 6-2 against PV. And then in the youth night game against Phoenixville, that was on Thursday, they won 19-4. Crazy score. Then for the girls lacrosse team, they unfortunately lost by 1 point at OGR. It was Springford 10, OGR 11. And then for their youth night, which was also on Thursday, they won 6-14 against Pope John Paul II. Huge score there, too. I mean, both those games, youth night, I guess you had the kids there pumping you up. Softball, their game was also rained out on Monday, and we didn't get the stats for their game at Methacton. Methacton has not sent them over to us. For volleyball, they won in 3 sets over Kennett. We had Noah Wright on. I got to talk to him. He said that was kind of expected. And then Haverford, Noah said that game was going to be a bit more interesting, but they were able to win, only losing 1 set. Girls track had a tie. Nassif, have you ever seen a tie in track?
A tie?
Yeah, a tie. Well, 2 of the girls tied, right? That's how you get the half point?
Yep.
I've seen that only a few rare times, so that's pretty rare. 89.5 Springford, 60.5 PV. Boys didn't have it. It was 73-77. Nassif, you don't run in track, you do field, correct?
I field, yeah.
So how'd you do?
I got 2nd place, no PR, but we got the placement. That's what matters at these dual meets.
Got you. And both of us run track, and I wasn't, unfortunately, not at the meet, but I know that PV has a really great distance squad, and apparently where they got us was at distance, which was expected, although still a lot of pack quals at the meet, and it was a great meet overall. Unfortunately, we were just unable to get the win. So the girls track 3-0, boys track 2-1 now. All right. So Nassif, I have a couple questions for you. So first off, name, class, what do you do in track and field?
My name's Nassif Atar. I'm an 11th grader, and I pole vault.
Pole vault, nice. So that's one of the, lost my train of thought there. That's one of the events that I don't think much about when we do track. So like, what should viewers expect when they're watching this?
Pole vault, a lot of excitement, you know, going down the runway, jumping up. It's always fun to watch. Cool injuries too. I'm just kidding, but yeah.
See a lot of videos on TikTok.
Fun,
It does not look pretty.
Cool clears, but also cool fails sometimes. You should come out and watch them.
Fail in style.
Yep.
Right, and then what are your goals for this season?
I would like to get my district qualifying in. Right now I'm ranked number 2 in the pack, so I'd like to get silver at pack championship.
Got you.
Nice.
And you mentioned pack championships. Do you think that the track team, do you think we have a chance at packs this year?
I definitely think so. We've been winning packs like consistently for the last 5-6 years. This loss was our first loss in 5 years at a dual meet, and it's probably just because we didn't have like a full roster. I think at packs, fully healthy, we should have a pretty easy win.
Nice. 5-6 years, like you said, that would be great. Just keep on coming in.
Yep.
And finally, what's your favorite part about being on the track team and doing the pole vault?
I like how everyone can do their own thing, you know? You have different strengths in different areas. The hurdlers hurdle, jumpers jump, sprinters sprint. But no matter what event you are, you know, you got a lot of teammates and they'll help you out.
What about me, man? Distance runners run until we're too tired to run, and then we run 3 more miles.
Very impressive.
I mean, I'm doing my best. It's really tough, but track is an amazing sport. I have a lot of fun. I know you have a lot of fun in your pole vault area.
Yep.
You're doing pretty good there, too. All right, let's take a look at some of the upcoming games in Springford. Baseball is going at Phoenixville and then at PJP. They're all away all week. Boys lacrosse, pretty big schedule ahead of them. They're going to be going at PV and then going home against Phoenixville and then home against Pottsgrove. Girls lacrosse, they're going to be home against OGR and then away at Norristown. For softball, they're going to be home against Boyertown, and then they're going back to Methacton. Hopefully we get stats for that game. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get it for this one. Volleyball is going home against Downingtown West and then traveling over to Wilson for an away game. Girls track on Tuesday with the boys track. They're going to be at Boyertown, another away meet. Do you think you'll go to that one, Nassif?
Yeah, I do think so.
And then what do you think you're going to do at that meet? You mentioned district qualifying. Do you think there's a chance?
Yeah, I'm looking for a nice 12-foot jump. Yeah.
12 foot? All right. All right, that's all we have here from the Sports Center. Nassif, anything else to add before we close it out?
No, I think you got it.
All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm John Starcevic alongside special guest Nassif Ataher. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.